everybody, today we're going to review the Ferrari 126C2 technically, because the C2 variant is from the year 1982. 1982 also unfortunately being the year Gilles Villeneuve passed away in this exact car actually, at the Zolder Grand Prix. So yeah, let's go straight into the sponsor segment of this video and then continue to the unboxing of this beautiful model car, shall we? So right, I want to introduce you to the sponsor of this video being GPworld.nl. As you may know by now, GPworld is a store located in the Netherlands and they have one of the largest collection of GP replicas available from stock. So yeah, if you're interested in these GP replicas cars, make sure you get them at GPworld.nl. Make sure you browse through their web store because they have a whole bunch more than just GP replicas. Make sure you check their website out after this video. I'll make sure to put the links down in the description, so make sure you check them out after this video. So thank you very much for sending this out to me. Let's get straight into opening this box, shall we? So right, but before we continue to the unboxing, I'll have to show the box first. And like always, GP replicas, minimalistic. So let's go. Fully blacked out box, no slipcover this time unfortunately. At the right down corner we have a GP Replicas logo in this beautiful silver. At the side we have a sticker which reads GP19A 126C2 1982 number 27 Gilles Villeneuve. Don't want to keep you guys waiting, so let's get straight into opening this box, shall we? So right, the first impression is that this car reminds me very much of the Williams FW08, which is not strange because the FW08 is from the same year as this car, which is 1982. Ooh, it's a little bit wobbly on the base. You see that? Anyway, the car itself looking really nice. Look at that Ferrari red. So the front is looking really interesting. Where the Williams car from 82 had a very big front wing, this has a rather small one, a very thin one to say. Wing end plates looking pretty nice, no sponsors there too. I'm not really sure if Ferrari also removed the front wing from some races. I don't think they did. Williams did to reduce wind resistance, they said. But I'm not really sure Ferrari did that as well. So the thing is with these cars is that the driver was pretty much seated all the way at the front. So yeah, that makes it that the nose is very short as well. If you compare this to the SF75, it's a huge difference. So all the way at the front we have a very tiny Ferrari logo. Above that we have Olivetti, Magneti Marelli, and above that number 27. Of the legendary Canadian. And above that we have a Egypt logo. At the driver's cell we also have a Langiness logo. Really nice to see that bolt-on windscreen we have going on there. Like I said before, I just like how plain this body is. It's just red from the top, you know. This being the year 1982, that also meant that this was the last year of ground effect. It brings us to this suspension, which is looking kind of odd to be honest, because we have this very wide bar going on there, which is the first time I see a structure like that, but it does give a really interesting look at the car. What I'm not really sure of is those brake ducts in this very yellowish color. Does it supposed to be that yellow? Wheels looking really nice with these beautiful colored rims with gold and silver, and we have some tires on there of Goodyear. What's kind of interesting about the design of this car is that they had these cutouts at the side of the cockpit so they can see the mirrors, because otherwise they couldn't see the glass of the mirror. Cockpit looking really nice. We have a seating area right there, separate seat belts and separate die-cast elements there too, looking really nice. Steering wheel, nice and round, has a slight texture to it. Also amazing to see that gear shifter on the right too. So yeah, basically what the story was of the Gilles Villeneuve crash is it was during a practice at the Zolder Grand Prix, which was on the 8th of March. And basically, I'm not really sure what team the car in front of was, but it was a white and green car, I believe it was, or white and blue or something like that. They basically touched wheels, basically airborne this 126C2 into the air, hitting it with the nose in the ground, and then it, you know, it tumbled and whatever. And I believe the front of the car broke in half as well. And basically Gilles was launched out of the car into a crash gate. Basically it was a horrific accident, really. But yeah, that's basically the crash in the Zolder Grand Prix, really. But yeah, let's just continue with this car, shall we? So what I really like once again is these incredibly flat side pods. All the way at the back we have those NECA ducts, I believe they were. At the side of the, I think it's the engine cover still, we have a big Ferrari logo, huge Fiat logo, and of course the name Villeneuve. The side of these so-called quote-unquote side pods is looking extremely busy. We have a lot of things going on there. We have Olivetti, and we have this beautiful, almost like a cheese grater style cutouts. They're looking really interesting. Next to that we have a huge Egypt logo. And next to that we have the race number 27. You can say what you want about Ferrari, but you know what is kind of cool? How loyal their sponsors are to the brand, really. In modern times, look at Shell and Ray-Ban. I mean, they're on the car like forever. And back in the day it was like Egypt and Fiat, you know. At the skirt we have a lot of different logos. Erodo, Champion, Schmidt-Helm, Personal, something I can't read, Ericsson's, Speedline, Brembo and SKF. So the later we go in years of Formula One, the more the engine was covered with, you know, like covers really. This car was pretty exposed still for 1982 standards. And one thing I have to say which is looking beautiful are those red hoses we have going on there, looking really nice. And we can also see those two exhausts going on there. And what is very cool to see is that they also have a little gradient going on there, you know. So the rear brake ducts also have this problem of a little bit of yellowing. I believe they were trying to go for a transparent look, but somehow these things kind of yellowed. Not really sure if that's kind of a problem with the resin or something like that, but rear structure is looking really interesting too. So to see that the rear suspension is integrated into there really nicely. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see this hybrid type rear wing, because in the 70s we had these huge rear wings. We see it on the John Player special car. The more we go to the 80s, to the late 80s, we see these tiny little wings, you know. Especially 88 was like crazy how small they were. One detail which is amazing to see, look at that, are those screw heads. That's very interesting. So the main plane of the rear wing itself is pretty scooped actually. People didn't know what DRS was back in the day, but one thing that is still here is that kind of support beam right in the middle. Very interesting to see this so early on in 1982. So yeah, that's basically the car itself, looking in pristine condition. So yeah, once again, beautiful leather base, stitching looking amazing. And we also have a plaque on there which reads 126C2, 1982. Number 27, Gilles Villeneuve, limited edition, 500 pieces. And I also brought its awesome baby brother, which is the FW08, also from the year 82. So yeah, what you have in front of you is basically the driver which won the World Championship and the car which won the Constructor Championship in 82. That's basically your year of 1982. I believed GP Replicas also just released a sort of like Gilles Villeneuve exclusive branding, which had an orange box as well. I haven't reviewed it myself personally. If you're interested in this particular model car, or this one too, you know, both actually, you can get that at gpworld.nl. So yeah, that's basically the video for today. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one as well.